CAIR is mentioned in this KRON broadcast as saying they expressed solidarity with the Jewish community.
A hate crime investigation is underway in the East Bay tonight. That's after a swastika was found at a synagogue. The hand-drawn symbol was discovered near a classroom at Temple Beth Torah in Fremont last week. That's near Paseo Padre Parkway and Interstate 680. The San Francisco Bay Area chapter of the Council on American Islamic Relations condemned the act, as did others.
Well, how can that be anything but lip service? They don't stand with Jews. They stand with the BDS movement.
If Bahia was to simply say to a friend, I am not going to buy something that is made in the occupied territories that Israel is selling in the United States, this would make her in violation of the law?
Yeah, Bahia would be disqualified from working for any school district in the state that's following this law simply because she chooses not to buy, for instance, Sabra hummus. So her grocery store decision to not buy Sabra hummus and to buy instead another kind of hummus automatically under this law disqualifies her from all public employees, all public employment of all kinds.
They stand with Ilhan Omar and the anti-Semitic Black Lives Matter. In fact, CAIR will have you fired for criticizing either of those things.
A Northeast Wisconsin college employee is out of a job tonight after making controversial comments on social media.
National groups are getting involved because of one comment about a Muslim congresswoman.
Fox Valley Technical College spokesperson Chris Jossert made the comments and posts on LinkedIn. They reportedly called the Black Lives Matter movement a disgrace. Reports add Jossert referred to U.S. Representative Ilhan Omar, a Democrat and Muslim woman from Minnesota, as anti-American filth.
I almost do the exact job that this guy used to do.
It's why Hooper tells me he wants everyone to walk away from this situation with just a little more education.
They stand with Rashida Tlaib.
Hallandale Beach commissioner is making headlines for her controversial comments about a U.S. congresswoman. Some are calling her comments very inflammatory.
Hallandale Beach Commissioner Annabelle Lima Taub signed this online petition to remove Tlaib from office. But it's this comment that her colleagues see as problematic. Quote, proudly signed, Lima Taub's post reads, a Hamas-loving anti-Semite has no place in government. She is a danger, and I would not put it past her to become a martyr and blow up Capitol Hill.
This is something that we, the broader community, not only the Muslim community, are tired of.
Wilfredo Ruiz with the Florida chapter of the Council of American Islamic Relations says CAIR is calling for Lima Taub's resignation.
And that's why we are very firm in asking this elected official, Lima Taub, not only for her apologies, but for her immediate resignation from office.
And just a few days ago, TV station WPLG tried to shame Joe Kaufman for something he didn't do after Joe wrote an article about CAIR's Wilfredo Ruiz's anti-Jewish hate speech.
I took this threat very serious.
Wilfredo Ruiz, spokesperson for the Council on American Islamic Relations, says the FBI has launched an investigation following this chilling online threat against him, reading, self-hating Puerto Rican and infidel. He should be beheaded. The threat came in the comments section of an article on Front Page Mag, written by former congressional candidate Joe Kaufman.
It's wrong to threaten anyone.
But Kaufman tells us on the phone, no matter his position critical of Ruiz, no threat against anyone should be tolerated, and he will be asking the publisher to remove it.
Anytime there is some news story about a misfortune, some vandalism or shooting in a synagogue, CAIR uses that as an occasion to promote themselves on TV.
The New Jersey chapter of the Council on American Islamic Relations is expressing solidarity with the Jewish community. The group's executive director says, quote, we stand in solidarity with our Jewish sisters and brothers and ask people of all faiths and backgrounds to repudiate the hatred that apparently motivated this heinous attack. As a diverse community, we must not allow hatred to be fueled against any person or group.
That's right, Ton and Natalie. The Mandeville Police Department are taking this act of vandalism and hatred very seriously. Take a look behind me here. You can still see it spray painted on the building. Now, the Greater New Orleans Jewish community all joined together and released a statement condemning this, calling this a despicable and cowardly act. Yeah, take another look at this image here. Now, other groups have also reached out condemning this incident, including the Council on American Islamic Relations.
It was disbelief, just disbelief that this could happen in America.
But yet it happened once again. Another hate crime attack, this time at a Pittsburgh synagogue with 11 people killed.
Regardless of which faith community is targeted, you just think to yourself that an attack on any one faith community is an attack on all faith communities.
The religious group is asking police to look into an alleged bomb threat against their church. According to police, someone called in the threat to the Muhammad Mosque 36 in North Charlotte last Sunday. The Council on American Islamic Relations told police they would like for the incident to be investigated as a hate crime.
An advocacy group wants a bomb threat made against a mosque in Charlotte to be labeled a hate crime. The Muhammad Mosque 36 was threatened on Sunday. The leader of the Council on American Islamic Relations says, considering the number of attacks against minority groups and police figures recently, the threat needs to be taken more seriously. The council is urging all mosques, churches, and advocacy groups to take extra security precautions.
The only time CAIR chooses to quote-unquote stand with Jews is to commiserate.
User Noah Oak9 on Facebook says he took the picture himself Friday afternoon, writing he saw a man with his head covered, sword in his hand, making threatening gestures towards the Chabad. We spoke with CAIR, the Council on American Islamic Relations, about the photo.
And we just want our Jewish neighbors to know that we stand in solidarity with them.
Despite CAIR getting on TV hundreds of times a year, there isn't a single newsroom in the country that can tell you anything about CAIR. If CAIR stands with the Jewish community, then where are the broadcasts of them confronting obnoxious imams?
And when that war breaks, that they would run and hide.
Those just some of the recent words out of a Davis mosque, a Davis imam, now striking at the heart of Muslims who feel misunderstood and Jews who say they've been targeted with hate.
It will say, "Oh Muslim." It will not say, "Oh Palestinian."
The sermon delivered by Imam Ammar Shaheen is one of thousands monitored by the DC-based bipartisan Middle East Media Research Institute.
There's nothing we translated that was mistranslated or put out of context. That's a common thing that when people are caught saying something in Arabic that they did not want to be caught saying, that's what they say.
And when the president of the Islamic Center of Davis stepped out of his mosque late Tuesday evening, his defense of Imam Shaheen did fall along those lines.
Excerpts don't explain the full context of the Friday sermon itself. And those words were in fact directed at oppressors, so Israeli regimes that are oppressing Palestinians, not at Jews generally.
So your description of what was said is that the Imam was speaking specifically about the situation that's going with the Al-Aqsa Mosque and the oppression of those particular Israelis, in his view, there, not Jews in general.
Yes, that is absolutely correct.
It's this sermon that has drawn both criticism and concern.
فيقتل المسلمون اليهود ويختبئ اليهودي حتى يختبئ اليهودي خلف الحجر والشجر فينادي الحجر والشجر يا مسلم يا عبد الله هذا يهودي ورائي تعال فاقتل.
The video, posted to YouTube and then translated by a third-party website, has since been removed from YouTube. But the Anti-Defamation League in Houston worries it is dangerous rhetoric.
When you have an imam preaching this kind of hatred, that this is incitement to violence against the Jewish community.
It was the Jews that have taught the white man all the way up to the NBA right now, a modern day microcosm of a plantation. Minister Farrakhan, contrary to this idea, he attacks them. He is Allah's weapon against them as a life-giving son. He is exposing them. He is making them known because through the teachings of the Honorable Elijah,
Say it loud, without hesitation, you're being lied to by the TV station, as well as the Council on American Islamic Relations.